gracious me!
Don't gamble with FIFA points. Head straight to the source at u7buy.com, and if you use the code TVM at the checkout, you get yourself a discount. Link in the description. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to another video. Today, the 93 rated team of the season, Tots Thauvin player review with his 4-star skills, 3-star weak foot, left foot, high, medium, 5'10". I've played 2 games so far, both reasonably good. I mean, I'm using my not my main team. I'm on my second account here, so I'm not using players that I'm that used to playing with. So it's a bit of a learning curve, really. But he's actually been a bit of a shining light for me. He doesn't really fit the quote-unquote meta of like back post headers or stuff like that, but he does fit the sort of first-time shots. He's very good on the ball. He's very quick. His agility and such. If we go into the attributes, I mean, he's got really nice stats. And someone in my Twitch chat the other day said to me, why doesn't he fit the meta? Because he's got decent jumping, he's got very good heading, very good stamina, excellent stats across the board. And I just think he doesn't have the body type, and he's a little bit short for that kind of thing. So if you're into sort of the back post headers, I'm not saying he'll never win them for you. What I'm saying is there are sort of players better suited to that meta, so don't be expecting to be whipping balls into the box or floating balls into the box and heading them home with Thauvin that often. Now, for someone who enjoys using skills, for instance, I think this card could be decent. You could pull out La Croquetas and a few ball rolls and roulettes and things like that. Not too bad at all. 4-star skills doesn't give you a full plethora of skill moves to use, but gives you enough to be able to beat people, that's for sure. And in the clips that you're about to see and the live game that we're going to go into, I'm sure you'll see a lot more of that as well. Excellent acceleration. The sprint speed's a touch off the pace, but his agility is so high that I don't really feel like that makes a difference. It's the same with that Mena team of the season card. His sprint speed isn't his sprint speed acceleration. They're good, but they're not 99. But he's like the fastest player I've ever used. And that's because his agility is so high and he's quite short. So Thauvin is actually very, very quick. Very good in front of goal, as you can imagine. His volleys needed a little bit of help, so we've given him a marksman chem style. It's an interesting one, really, because you don't have to give him the marksman. There's plenty of other chem styles out there. Maestro, for instance, who you'll boost his sort of overall in that position. However, I wanted to try and suit him to the meta as best I could. So he now has 97 jumping. And I've not actually tried to put a ball into the box with any real conviction. I've tried once or twice, just as it's natural that I do it, and I've not really paid much attention to the result, but I know that he hasn't connected with anything, otherwise I would have picked up on it. But maybe I'll try it once or twice in this game and see what happens. But very good reactions, very good composure, excellent ball control, dribbling skills. His passing is very good. Vision and short passing is pretty much all you need, really. Crossing, then again, maybe you need that as well if you are trying to hit the back post. But all in all, the balance is a touch low, and I would say that is probably the only real negative of the card, really. 80 balance isn't great for a winger, but he does have good agility, so maybe we could get away with it. To be honest, I've not really noticed it to be a bit of a to be any sort of a problem so far. The team I've got him in is it's good in places, it's weak in others. I think, for instance, the right back and maybe Laporte centre back is a massively behind the curve these days. So is Fabinho. But it's an account that I don't spend an awful lot of time on, so my players are very much behind the curve. However, it's not a bad team. 4-2-3-1 as always. Right wing for Thauvin. And without any further ado, let's get into the action. Next on... Wow, I mean, I was going to say next on the agenda, but I mean, that team is like... It's got a lot of blues, but it's got a lot of dodgy players in there, so I don't know how to feel about it. Thauvin still has it. Ball into Pogba was really nice. Back to Thauvin, who hits it first time and forces Donnarumma to make a save. Good effort from him. Maybe could have done better with it. I could have maybe taken a touch, but I thought first time shot. And resulted in the keeper making a save. So, as we head into another game, unfortunately, it is post-com. The gameplay today, I don't know why, but it is absolutely horrendous. I'm sort of, I'm not lost today. It's not that I'm losing games and not enjoying myself because I'm not good enough. In fact, there's a game in this one. I show you quite an extensive clip. And I lose the game, 3-2. But guess what? I enjoyed myself. Why? Because the gameplay actually worked. When I was passing to a player, it would go toward that player, not to behind him or something, which is exactly what's happening today. Tackles not registering, buttons not registering. I'm literally clicking the ball in to scoop the ball up on the edge, and my player stands there, and I'm doing it 3 or 4 times, and he doesn't do anything. It's the most annoying thing ever. Side note from the Florian Thauvin review, gameplay-wise, we've just been talking about this in my group chat, right? So we were talking about the loot boxes or, the packs and what they can do to improve the situation, because obviously that is a big topic at the moment. They're trying to ban that in several countries around the world. The US and the UK are one of them. I think they've already done it in Belgium. So that basically it's being classed as gambling to open a pack. And, I don't necessarily have... Well, I do have an opinion, but not an opinion I'm going to express in this video regarding that. But someone said, bring back FIFA 11 days. And I was thinking, if you played FIFA 11 now, you would be bored rigid after 20 minutes. You'd play a game, you'd probably enjoy yourself, you'd go on the menus and go, right, well, there's nothing to do on the menu, let's go back into a game. But then there's only 5 divisions, you'd be bored. And he was arguing that he wouldn't be bored. I still disagree, I think he would be. But I've come to rely on content because you can't rely on gameplay. And that's sad. And I was thinking, do you know what? If they fix tackling and passing, just the inconsistent gameplay, really, within FIFA, I would love this game. And that's so sad that I don't love this game because the gameplay can be as it has been today. Absolutely horrendous. Like I said, this gameplay last night was good. It was crisp. It was clean. It worked. It felt responsive. My players didn't feel like they were stuck in the mud, etc. But today... they did. And how can you have 12 hours, even less than 12 hours? Because I was playing that game today at around midday, just before 11:30. The other games I was playing about 4 in the morning. So it just doesn't, I just don't understand it. And a lot of people might be like, oh, well, the servers are overloaded. That's why the gameplay's so sluggish. It's 11:30 on a Thursday. How can the servers be overloaded? Unless they've literally got half a server running. It just doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. Now... that aside, let's talk about Florian Thauvin, because I've had my little rant about gameplay and I just wanted to explain why we were in post-com and not live gameplay. Now, the card itself is very, very good, and it does kind of, look at that, great bit of football, and he gets in, he scores a decent goal. Keeper maybe should have done better, but that kind of sort of movement from him reminds me of FIFA 12, FIFA 13, where you used to get these really overpowered 77 rated cards, for instance. Aubameyang used to be one of my favourites in FIFA 13. I used to have to, and this is another, just going off on a tangent again, what, I score crosses in this game, and people always go on, all you do is cross, blah, blah, blah. To be fair, I'm not doing it so much these days, because first time shots are more effective, but people always used to say, all you do is cross. Oh, you can't dislike a player just because he doesn't fit the way you play, blah, blah, blah. But back in FIFA 13, I used to cut up the keeper a lot, and that was called a sweat, or sweaty. And people literally used to dislike the video if you scored too many of them. And people also used to dislike the video if you used to use OP players. So Aubameyang was this overpowered 70-something rated card, which was one of the best cards in the game. And people literally used to dislike the video and unsubscribe from you if you used that player too often or you scored sweaty goals too often. Crazy. In this day and age, though, it's not like that. But Thauvin reminds me of those days. You can literally, providing you're good enough to do it, and I can't do this against everyone, obviously, but you can pick up the ball with him, and you can go on a run, and you can skill people for days. And he feels like FIFA 13 did, where you could literally run through people. His dribbling is very, very good. His agility is very good. He's got the 4-star skills. It is a massive shame he doesn't have extra balance and also a 4-star weak foot. If he had a 4-star weak foot, if he had a 5-star, we'd be living the dream. But if he had at least a 4-star weak foot and about 85 to 90 balance, Oh, this card would be brilliant. Out of this world. As it stands, I actually still enjoy it. I think it's a very good card. And if you know how to use skills, this could be sort of nostalgic for you. You could bring it into the team and you can actually pull some really good things off. But it fits in weekend league teams as well. Like, it's not just a card you use as a bit of fun in rivals. You can actually use it to compete in foot champs, which is something I like. I've not opened my red pick yet, and I say pick because I only finished silver 1 because I literally stopped as soon as I hit 11. I was like, that's it, I'm done. I regret entering the weekend league, to be honest, but it is what it is. If I get this guy, though, oh, over the moon. I would love to have an untradeable version of this guy to bring on as a sub. Really, really good card. If you agree or disagree, feel free to let me know. I do apologise I went off on a bit of a tangent about the gameplay and such, but I'm a little bit triggered right now, I'm not going to lie to you. If you have enjoyed this video, do me a favour and smack that like button, subscribe to the channel for you, and until the next time, goodbye.